Hello, welcome back. Today I'm in the Denver Highlands neighborhood where we're gonna check out the Lumber Baron Inn, where in the 1970s there was a murder of 2 teenage girls, and then later we're gonna head to their graves as well. So follow me. Right, the mansion was built in 1890 by John Mowat, a Scottish immigrant who had made a fortune in lumber. Between 1889 and 1892, the Mowat Lumber Company built over 200 buildings in Denver, helping to transform the town from a mining camp to the glittering city that it would become. This 8,500 square foot mansion, each room features a different type of wood, varying from oak to cherry to sycamore and maple. Every fireplace mantle included distinct carvings and fine details. And then wood in the dining room included numerous carved rosettes representing the varied species of trees used in the guest room, each of which has its own private bath and phone. The third floor, which the Mowats utilized to host lavish parties, featured a 20-foot pyramid ceiling and a shiny maple floor. It was the largest and grandest house in the neighborhood. And unfortunately, like many historic buildings, the mansion passed through a number of hands throughout the decades, until it finally was nothing more than a rundown tenement building. In the 1970s, 23 apartment units were crammed into every nook and cranny in this place. And it did attract a lot of undesirable people, you know, criminals, things like that. And on October 13th, 1970, 17-year-old Cara Knoche, who was renting an apartment here, was found dead, lying underneath her bed. She had been raped and strangled to death. Her friend, 18-year-old Marianne Weaver, who had been visiting, was also found shot to death on the bed in the same room. It is thought that her friend Marianne walked in while the murder was happening, and the killer also shot her. So the killer was never found, and the murders are still unsolved, even to this day. So by the 1990s, the building was in such terrible shape that the city had condemned it. However, in 1991, it was saved by Walter and Julie Keller, and it's fully restored today and is currently operating as a B&B and event venue, mostly for weddings. And you can even spend the night in the same room where the girls got murdered, the Valentine room. And so the inn has experienced a number of haunting incidents, including sightings of a young woman. Often phantom footsteps are also heard, investigated by several times by paranormal groups. Some have said they were able to contact the 2 murdered women with EVPs. And in the new Netflix series 28 Days Haunted, that's currently out right now, there is a group of paranormal investigators that stay here for 28 days to investigate, which is based on Ed and Lorraine Warren's 28-day cycle theory, that you need 28 days to fully do an investigation. Yeah, and as I was walking up here, there's actually a few people checking it out and taking their pictures here. So I think the Netflix special has definitely drawn more attention to it right now. And I believe the Valentine room, where the murders happened, is right on this side. On the second floor. So the Valentine room is that one right there with the air conditioning unit. So those two windows belong to the Valentine room. And that is where Cara Knoche and Marianne Weaver were found murdered. And it still hasn't been solved today. But this place is just absolutely beautiful. The inside is amazing as well. It would be really cool to stay here. I did look online to see if I could book the Valentine room, and it would cost about $300, and it was booked for the rest of October. So I'm sure this time of year for Halloween is definitely a popular time. And with the Netflix special out now, I'm sure that's not going to change anytime soon. They'll probably be booked for quite some time. Alright, and now we're gonna go head to the graves of Cara Knoche and Marianne Weaver. At the Arvada Cemetery in Arvada, Colorado, here is the grave of Cara Knoche, October 11th, 1953 to October 13th, 1970. Again, she was a 17-year-old. It was her apartment, and she was found strangled to death underneath her bed. And I believe right next to her, this is her mother, Elaine, April 15th, 1927 to October 16th, 1983. I think I see some coins and a few things down here on the ground. Yes, I'm very sorry what happened to you, and I hope you can rest in peace. Alright, I'm at the Mt. Olivet Cemetery in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, and here is the grave of Marianne Weaver, the 18-year-old friend, born August 27th, 1952, and died October 12th, 1970. And I think I read that she actually had a little baby at the time of her murder, a 1-year-old. So it's very sad and tragic. Again, they think, you know, she just happened to be visiting her friend and walked in during the murder and ended up getting killed as well. So I know they say that the spirits of both Marianne and Cara are there at the Lumber Baron Inn, but I hope somehow you can rest in peace. Hope you enjoyed that video and getting to see the Lumber Baron Inn and the graves of Cara Knoche and Marianne Weaver. Please like and subscribe for some more videos, and I'll see you at the next grave. Thanks.